Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Top 10 Tuesday. Today is May. I'm going to try to get this. May 23rd would be tomorrow. Let's go. Today's
Yeah.
22nd. Happy May 23rd to all who celebrate May 23rds. Today we're doing top 10 games. So another broad one. I think a heavy hitter list for most of us. I think we got some strong contenders for a top spot. Should have some list all over the board. We are joined today by Mr. Joey Cerone. How are you doing, Joey?
I'm phenomenal. Tomorrow's my mom's birthday, so I'm definitely one that celebrates May 23rd.
There we go.
I'm in the few and the proud, but feeling good about my list. It was broad. There's a lot to parse down, but I think I got a good one. I think folks are going to agree with it.
Yeah, I think you're a good addition to the games category, the games list. I mean, you like to have fun. You like to just
Yeah,
play games. You're a game player. I feel like.
I bring a lot of whimsy to whatever I'm on. It's this sunny disposition that people really vibe with. This sparkling personality of mine. So yeah, no, I
Exactly.
do. I as someone who's been chronically unemployed for a bit, I know my way around a game or two. So excited to be
100%.
here, ready to prove myself.
And Michael, how do you feel about your list?
Pretty good. There's a lot to choose from. So I kind of put a little bit of each in terms of types of games into my top 10. I didn't want to just do a specific, because there's different
Hmm.
categories of games. But I have a lot of honorable mentions and some dishonorable mentions that I need to address
There we go.
for
All
sure.
right. Well, without further ado, we can hop right into it. As the reigning champion who holds the crown, I will choose the order because I won. What?
Cool.
What is that shit? What is that?
I'm just saying, cool. Like, yeah, cool.
What? I
You
what?
want a fucking trophy? Like, I don't know. Like,
So,
cool. Like,
I have to announce who won last week. That's
congrats.
what I
Won by
have to
maybe
do.
one vote. I saw the percentages. You won
It
by
was
maybe one
close.
vote.
It was
Cool. I'm
okay.
just, I'm
What do
I
you?
cool.
did.
Cool.
What do
It
you want
was
me to
my
say?
vote.
Yeah, it was Joey's vote. Thank you,
I
Joey.
voted for Wyatt, and I'm sorry,
Do we want to like? What do
I
you want
don't
me to do,
accept your
Mike?
apology.
I can't
Michael.
just lie.
I don't want to
No,
subject
it's
you to
fine.
this.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm glad that you have your first win in a while. It's good for you. It's good for your self esteem. You kind of needed it.
You
So
done?
Wow.
pick the order. Go crazy.
Are you done?
I'm done. I'm
What do
done.
you want? What do you want to do first? What do you? I'll let Mike. Where do you want to be in this
Nope.
order?
Nope. I'm not playing your games. Ha! I get it.
Wow.
Ah,
Wow.
damn, we're starting off strong.
That was
Brilliant.
that was a
All
cringe.
right,
That was very cringe.
Mike, you're gonna go dead last,
Cool.
and
I love ending it.
Joey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you start us off. Guests
Okay.
never. So we usually give guests the opportunity to choose the order. I feel like Joey, you're so intertwined with the good time community.
Oh
I
yeah,
treat you as one of ours, so you're
I
just gonna along for
appreciate
the
that.
ride. I'm gonna have you start us off.
Okay. This is one that I think a lot of folks can vibe with, especially in the Midwest. I think my number 10 game has got to be Foursquare.
That's good. That's good. I haven't played Foursquare in quite a bit. I do
But
enjoy. It's a simple game
Yeah.
where everyone
fond
can
memories,
play.
and everything was creative. Everyone had their own house rules. There's a bunch
Hmm.
of different customization options. I mean, Foursquare was unmatched.
I'm not
That's
gonna
it.
lie.
That's a good quality.
I don't think I remember how to play Foursquare. Like I remember what it looks like. With the four
I would.
squares and their
It's
numbers
whatever
too.
you want it to be.
Yeah.
We
With the
had like a
bouncing ball.
king. We had a king. We had
Yeah.
like a jester.
The
Yeah.
trash can.
But
Oh yeah, I always had trash can.
you had the
That was
trash
our
can.
low spot. It was like
Yeah.
I think it was trash can, Prince, Queen, King. Is that what we played?
So
Maybe.
you stuck
What?
on theme.
Yeah, yeah. We just got. Guess we threw the trash can in for some reason. I don't know why. I think that was our order. Can't
Yeah.
really remember. All right,
Foursquare's a good time. It's a good time.
that's a good pick. All right, my number 10. This is kind of a 2-for-1 special. It's Molly's Game. It's the movie and the
Yeah.
and the real life events of. there's there's the sigh that we get from guests when Wyatt gives his first Wyatt pick of the night.
Yep.
Yeah,
That one.
so it's not the most Wyatt pick of all time.
Yeah.
There's a few other ones on this.
That's a good pick. That's a
But
good pick.
Molly's Game, I get the movie itself. Jessica Chastain, phenomenal in that role, and Michael Cera, I believe, plays Toby Maguire allegedly because he's allegedly an asshole. Not for me to decide. I'm sure he's lovely in person. But yeah, I don't really know the true story that well, but the movie does a good job of summing it up. So I'm taking Molly's game for my number 10.
Good pick. My number 10 is Cool Math Games, a
Ah,
website with a bunch of games. So it's one website. So it's like the game is the website, and it's got all the games. But yeah, it was a great pastime as a kid. Technology class, just pull up Cool Math Games. That's how you get through class. So
That's a
yeah,
good pickup.
that's a great
um,
pick. That's a
yeah,
great pick at number 10.
mini clip is in the honorable mention, but since the
Yeah.
games was in Cool Math Games, like I needed that to be in my top 10. So
Oh, there's
Valid.
another one in that category. I'm not going to say it. It's not on my list. I don't want
It's
to.
not on mine either, but it's sitting there on the tee.
Yeah, Mike, you know what we're talking about? It
it's
could be
not on
on
my
your list.
list.
Okay,
It's not on my list.
addicting games.
Oh yeah, I wasn't one of those. I was mini clip and Cool Math Games.
I was an
Yeah,
addicting games.
addicting games. It had too many shoot 'em ups. Too many shoot 'em ups. You got to stick to mini clip for the more PG rated games.
Kitten Cannon, was that one addicting games? You guys ever play that one growing up?
Don't think I did. You ever play
Shut up.
Raft Wars?
Yeah, Raft
Yeah,
Wars.
Raft Wars.
That was the
Raft
one.
Wars.
I've actually loaded that up somewhat, a little bit too recently than I'm proud to admit. Probably
It's
like
a good time.
within a year. Yeah.
That's a
Dang.
good time.
Yeah.
I'm mad you guys didn't play Kitten Cannon. You would literally just click a button and a kitten would shoot out and it could land on spikes and die, or it could hit a bomb and blow up, and you try to see how far you could shoot it.
Supporting
See,
animal cruelty. Nice.
yeah, too many shoot 'em ups. Too many shoot 'em ups on
Yeah, it was a
addicting
shooting
games.
up. Yep.
Couldn't stand for it.
Yep. All right, Joey, what you got? Number 9.
Um, this is a hard call. When it comes to games, I'm drawn back to COVID-19, to the 2020 pandemic when we were kind of locked in. For my number 9, I think give me Warzone during the pandemic.
It's specifically during the pandemic. Do you want that noted?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I mean that was when everyone was on. That was a good time for it.
I feel like everyone had a game they went to during
Yeah,
COVID. And like even people who weren't like gamers or didn't play games at all, like even I never played video games. I became a video game person because you had to. You just had to kill
yeah.
time somewhere. And then I never played Warzone, but you probably killed other things in that game instead of just time.
The people. Yeah,
People, that's a step up, I guess. Yeah.
yeah. That's what the game was mostly about.
All right, my number 9, going a different route, the first of its kind. I'm taking the Chiefs Bills playoff game, divisional round 2022. It's a great football game. A lot of football games you could choose from here. That maybe a little bit of recency bias, but if you think back to the highlights of that game, it was like 4 lead changes in the last 2 minutes, something crazy like that.
That was
Mahomes, it's
that
13
was Gabe
seconds.
Davis, right?
Gabe Davis had like 3 or 4
Yeah.
touchdowns. Got paid big time because of that one. What a game. And you get 2 of the all-time greats who are going to be all-time greats for the next decade. Josh Allen versus Mahomes. It was kind of like the coming out party of this is the new wave of quarterbacks.
Mhm.
Out with Brady, out with the Mannings, the Breezes. We got the new wave. It was their coming out party. I'm taking the divisional round 2022 Chiefs Bills.
Yep. New quarterback era. Mahomes, Allen, Mac Jones. Got all the good
Kirk
quarterbacks.
Cousins.
Okay.
Young stud.
But I'll be keeping it on the NFL theme right now with my number 9, and that's just the Super Bowl. It's a game, happens once a year, and what I like about the Super Bowl is not only like even if it's not even a good game between like let's say like the Rams Patriots Super Bowl, everybody remembers that Super Bowl like fucking 13-3 or whatever. It's still like you get to see all these new commercials, which I think is a really cool part of it because I like watching commercials and seeing like what fun things are in them. And like it's just a good time to spend time with friends and have some dip, maybe order some pizzas and just like a lot of the world's watching it. It's like one of those things that like everybody's watching it. You got like people that are cool doing the halftime. It's just a good time, good day of the year. Everybody knows when Super Bowl Sunday comes around. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's Super Bowl today," It's a big event. Yeah, so Super Bowl.
That's a good pick. That's great.
Yeah, I think the Super Bowl is the only sporting event in the world that like moms who don't care about sports at all,
Yeah.
they know, like,
To
and they'll
make
watch the Super Bowl. It's an event,
they,
like you said.
yeah,
It's an event where like you just participate in some way or like some
yeah.
form or another. Like everyone's involved in some capacity. So that's a good pick.
I love that pick. It's a
Thank you.
clever pick.
All right, Joe,
For
what you got?
for mine, I can't have it any higher than the 8. I would love to. I would really love to. But I think Game of Thrones. I think didn't stick the landing. It didn't stick the landing, so I cannot justify putting it above 8. But in terms of cultural phenomenon, I mean, there's kids out there named Daenerys right now. That's their name for the rest of their lives because their parents picked it. Game of Thrones, I think, slots in nicely at my 8 spot.
I was never a Game of Thrones guy. I haven't seen it
Yeah.
all the way through, but I respect that pick because I didn't think of it at all. It's a good pick. It's a really good pick.
Thank you, and it's celebrating the launch of Max tomorrow. So
Oh yeah, shout out to Max.
It's timely.
Mike, there's a new streaming service called Max that comes out. It launches tomorrow. It's gonna have all the same
So
shows
it's just
and
HBO
movies.
Max.
Well, it has all the same shows and movies as HBO Max, but it's a different service.
It's also gonna have Discovery.
So it's HBO Max, but
No, it's not related.
Not HBO.
No.
Just Max. And it's blue.
Okay. Is
So
it
think
free?
Blue now.
Yeah, think of all like the cool things about
It's so
HBO
expensive.
Max, and just get rid of the HBO part.
So it's an L.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah, no, big
Okay.
time
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, big one. Big
But yeah,
one.
shout out Max.
Yeah. Game of Thrones, reminiscent of the HBO era.
I like it. My number 8. I'm going. This is a stereotypical game pick. It's a video game from 1997. I play it quite a bit on this YouTube channel, so people might be familiar with it. Backyard Baseball 1997. This is where you're introduced to a cast of characters that will live on past my time. You got Pablo Sanchez, you got Pete Wheeler, you got Keisha Phillips, you have fucking Sally in right field who can't do anything. She's an absolute liability. Can't do anything. Sally Dobbs is her name, I believe. She's the worst right fielder of all time. She's so slow. And then Kenny Kawaguchi on the mound. That's who my ace is. You got a whole cast of characters. They're all unique. It's quite a game that you can just sit here on my mouse and click. It's simple. It's one click. Either click here to hit, click here to pitch. That's it. I like simplicity. I don't want all the right trigger, left console, A button, X, hold down this. No, just click. I like that. I like the simplicity of that game. So yeah, Backyard Baseball 1997 is my pick.
Good pick. My number 8 is a game I like to play. I don't know if it doesn't really have a name, to be honest. But it's ending the microwave right before it hits 0, so like the alarm doesn't go off, like the buzzer doesn't sound. It's a game that can't really you don't really compete against anybody except yourself. Your inner being. But yeah, it's a fun thing to play. It saves some noise, especially if it's like late at night. You don't want anybody hearing like heating stuff on the microwave, like right before, boom, silent. And if you get it like right before, it's just like feel good about yourself. So
do you ever worry about like salmonella just because you're undercooking your food a little bit?
No, I overcook the fuck out of my. Wait, I mean salmonella is just like chicken and shit, right?
I don't know what salmonella is.
It's like with poultry and like. Pretty sure.
Again, I don't know what salmonella is. Not sure.
Yeah, but I mean,
I was just wondering if that was a word.
That's not really for microwaves, like reheating shit. Like salmonella, I think if you're like cooking, if you're like cooking on the stove.
A microwave's not just for reheating.
Okay,
it's also for popcorn.
It's for reheating and popcorn and potatoes. You can do. There's a potato button on all microwaves that no one ever uses.
Dude, I do not have a potato button.
I bet you do. Go check.
Well, I make my potatoes in the oven or.
Go check your microwave right now. Let me know if you have a potato button.
No, I'm not.
9.
He's tying me. I have to.
7.
Look at this game.
6.
We're proving his point here. How fun of a game this is. 5.
5.
4.5.
4.5.
4.
4.
3. He doesn't. His
3,
apartment's not this big. What's
2, 1.
1?
Time.
I have a potato button.
Yeah,
I
you
never,
do.
I
Everyone's
never
Yeah,
got a
you
read
do.
potato
the-
button.
I would never use it. I never use potato in
It's
the
just
microwave.
it's
But a
it's
veggie,
it's like
veggie
a
though.
in case of emergency. If you ever need like an emergency potato, and you don't want to like look up how long you need to cook it, just potato button. Saves a lot of lives every year.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, what you got, Joey?
I got Pokemon on a road trip at my number 7. That was an elite way to pass the time as a kid. Sitting in the back of the car, just playing Pokemon for 9 hours. It's a good time. It's a
I
good
like
time.
it.
Formative.
What are your opinions on Pokemon Go?
Not a big fan of moving, so
Mm,
that goes down the list for me. I don't like to explore my local areas. I hate nature, hate
yeah,
outside. Hate anything that brings other people joy. Uh,
that's fair. That's so fair.
not a big fan of communities
Mm-hmm.
coming together for sole purpose. Not a big fan of monuments.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even like Pokemon.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are in the same boat as you. So,
Yeah.
Pokemon. That's why Pokemon Go hasn't really got off the ground.
Pokemon go to the polls. Just Pokemon go to the polls.
Pokemon Go to. I need that to be.
Preach.
That totally sounds. What's that one guy? It's Jonathan Yang. Was that
It was
Andrew
Yang.
Yang?
But this was a Clin dog. This was Hillary Clinton.
Was it?
Clinton
Wait,
during
is this
a-
real?
Oh yeah, man.
Shut your
Pokemon go to the
mouth.
polls.
That's a
2016?
real
Come on,
thing.
2016.
Yeah, it's 2016. She said.
I mean,
Pokemon
that
go
was
to the
that was
polls.
peak. That was the peak of Pokemon Go. That was the peak.
It was right on the
I didn't know
heels
that was
of.
real.
It was right on the heels of just chilling in Cedar Rapids. She had a couple of bangers
Wow.
back to back.
Wow.
Yeah.
2016. Yeah, and I was too busy hanging out with hot girls. I missed that
Yeah?
whole.
Yeah.
That was my 2016 phase, just hanging out with hot people.
Listening to Drake and
Yeah.
hanging out with
Oh
hot girls.
yeah.
Yeah.
I went through a Russ phase in 2017, so then I was like, I
Oh, yeah.
hate all women. It's just me, myself, and I. But the Drake 2016, that's when I hung out with a lot of hot girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hotline Bling, all that. Yeah,
Oh,
that's good
oh
stuff.
yeah, dude. I was
That
like,
was-
"How you guys
that
heard
was
this new song?" And then the ladies
coloring
just
book,
flocked.
too. That was like the last time Chance was relevant. Damn near.
Yeah.
2016 was
Yeah.
the best summer of music. I'll talk about it all day.
All
That
right.
was a good time.
My number. We're on 7, right? Yes.
Mhm.
7. My number 7. It's on. I believe it was on Addicting Games. But it's evolved past that, become its own entity. I'm taking Bloons Tower Defense, specifically Bloons Tower Defense 4. But I'm gonna take the whole franchise. It's a game you could play 4 hours and just sit there and build up until your computer breaks. If you haven't played that game until your computer completely lags out and shuts down, you haven't played that game right. You get to some point where you have like the banana factories that are just fun. You have an entire ecosystem around this tower defense, even though it never really shows the tower you're defending. If you think about it, it's just a path, right? You don't even know what you're defending. Am I right? Am I remembering this wrong?
I've never played. I'm gonna be honest.
I think it was referring to the towers as the defense, but
Oh,
there could also be a large tower that
yeah.
we
What?
were
Wait.
never
What are we defending then? We're just bodies who are told to, and we just obey.
What a good allegory for war. Yeah,
Damn, that hits deep.
Just
Wow.
something
The
to think
old-
about.
the old Wyatt send the young dart monkeys off to war, and he gets richer and richer off the banana
Yeah.
farms.
Bloons Tower Defense is like what was that short story that was like basically talking about communism? It was like Animal Farm or something like that.
Mary had a little lamb.
Yeah,
I
Mary
believe
had a
it was
little
Mary
lamb.
had a little lamb.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like Bloons Tower Defense is like our Mary had a little lamb for our generation, It's allegory for war. It's a little deeper meaning there. Just something to think about. I don't know. Mike, what you got?
My number 7, completely different route. Actually, no, not really. But it's the most common, I think, universal game known to man. And that's rock, paper, scissors. Three things.
Mm.
Um, it's just like it's so I don't know. It's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? If you got to settle debate, it's just it's just like I don't know. It's just part of life where you don't even think it's a game because it's like a way of doing business, a way of passing time, a way of deciding things. Like it's just like I don't know. It's everywhere. It is life. So
It is. No, it is life.
That's a great pickup at 7.
Mm-hmm. Sneaky pickup. What do you think the most important or like essential decision that has ever been made using rock, paper, scissors?
I'll bet surprisingly, whatever we think it is,
It's
way more important than that.
way more important.
I'll bet like some life or death shit by a lot.
Oh, lives have been
Yeah.
lost because of rock, paper, scissors games, and not the people playing. They've decided the lives of
Yeah.
others
Oh, 100%.
based off. I would put my life on it.
Hitler's
We're
like
back to the war allegory.
Yeah, it's just everything.
Hitler's like
Where are you going with this, Mike?
no, nothing. It's like okay.
Last week you're talking Ryan White to me, and now I'm invited back, and we're talking Hitler.
This is an educational system and program that we run here. We're
We
always trying to teach.
We'll never know if he used rock, paper, scissors at all. That's the thing. We'll never know if that was part of his decision making at all. We'll never know.
Could be. Like that's how he decided. Nope.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, there's a lot. I think for my 6,
a lot on the board. Big board ahead.
I think for my 6, give me holding your pee. That's a game of chance.
Yeah.
You never know if you're gonna bleed out of your tip if you held it too long.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you're holding your pee for a while. Feels so good to pee. Sometimes you do it feels like needles and there's blood and everything hurts. So it's a game. It's a game of chance.
Yeah. I remember once someone tells you at a young age that like your bladder could explode if you hold it for too long, that sticks with you for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's been in the back of my mind every time I have to hold a pee. That's a good pick. I like that. My number 6. Back to the sports realm of things. What year is this? 2016? I think it was 2016 NBA Finals Game 7. What was that? What was this look, Mike? It's one of the greatest basketball games ever played.
I know. It's an honorable mention for me. Yes.
Okay, it's an iconic game.
Yep.
Am I the biggest LeBron fan in the world? No. Do they lose that series if Draymond doesn't get suspended? Probably. Doesn't matter. Great game, Game 7. That's all revisionist history. It's gonna go down as one of the all-time greats. So I'm gonna put on my list just so I can look back 10 years and be like, yeah, I had it on my list. So that's my number 6.
I thought we were going to say the same thing. My number 6 is also in 2016, and that is the NCAA championship game. We talked about this in the March Madness moments. That's Nova, Chris Jenkins for the win.
Mm-hmm.
Nova over UNC. Before Jenkins, Marcus Page?
Marcus Page
hit the biggest shot of his life, and sucks that he just like got overshadowed, but sucks to suck.
What a year, because this was also the Cubs come back from a 3-1 in the World Series.
Yeah,
same year.
Big year, and same year as all the good music and Pokemon Go. Like it's
I forgot about the one you were talking about.
2016 was the peak, I think, of honestly like the Earth. Honestly,
well, yeah,
or at least US.
And I missed half of it because I was too busy talking to all the hot women.
Exactly,
as we referenced earlier, those 2016 summer.
Packed summer for Wyatt. Packed summer.
My schedule was jam packed.
Yep. Yeah. I buy it. Yeah. No, I buy it. Wyatt.
It sounds like you don't buy it.
No, man. I'm thinking about making my number 5 honorary pick Wyatt's game.
The 2016 run.
Yeah.
April through October 17th.
Let me put that in my honorable mentions.
What happened October 17th?
My birthday. I turned 17, and then I was like, you know what? I don't need these women. I'm moving on to bigger and better things.
Like men or what?
Nah, just like ambitions and stuff.
Oh,
The women
ambitions
were
and
a
stuff.
placeholder for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
They.
Wow.
Clip
I mean,
that. Clip that.
I was
Canceled.
16. I was
Canceled.
16, guys. I was 16.
No, that's fine. I get it.
I'm sure they had
You
a
know what?
great. It was mutually beneficial. They had a good summer
Actually,
too.
let me move it to my dishonorable mentions after the way that you just spoke.
The summer of
Wise
16.
Game 2016. That's gonna be my
Summer of
dishonorable.
69. The summer of 16. One's for the record books.
Brian Adams.
Mm-hmm.
With my number 5, can I please for the love of God, can I have 2K14, NBA
Yeah,
2K14?
Mm-hmm.
I'll allow it.
Unbelievable game. The best franchise mode of all time. You could sim super easy. You know, the draft classes were horrible. Everyone was on equal play. Great career mode. I think that was the last time I enjoyed an NBA 2K game.
Was
Was
this a
14.
PG on the cover?
This was LBJ.
Yeah,
Was
that
it?
was 2015. Was PG and it was like Paul George, Kevin Durant. No. Kevin Durant, D Rose, the one with the 3 people on the cover. That was
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
That was 2015.
Okay.
This was LBJ. Great soundtrack. It loaded into a Drake song. The boys tell boys tell stories about the man. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but good game.
Started from the
Good game.
bottom over here.
Started from the bottom out here. Yeah,
Yeah.
would load in from starting from the bottom over here. It's a great game. A lot of good memories.
2014. Yeah. No, I remember that game because I remember that game because it was two years before the summer of 16 when I was I was talking to all those women. So I remember that game.
Okay.
Can you imagine my entire life is just based like
Producer, can we cut
relative
that
to
out?
2016? You're like, oh,
Oh
I
yeah,
remember
that was
my birthday 99 because it was 17 years before the
yeah.
summer of 16 when I was talking to all those hot women. People are gonna tell stories about the summer of 16. Good pick, Joey. My number 5 is a classic. Similar to your Foursquare pick, Joey. It's one where everyone has different rules, which I think is a quality of a good game because you can still enjoy it in a bunch of different ways. If you play at your buddy's house, it's a different game, kind of, but it has the same base core values. So I'm taking beer pong. You know, everyone has got different rules, lifelines, re-racks, everything. It's a bunch of different games, but it's a great game, competitive game, but also a socially acceptable just drinking game. So I'm taking beer pong number 5.
Okay. I'm not the biggest beer pong fan. I think out of all the drinking games, it's the layup pick. It's the rock paper scissors there. So
Yeah.
I know where you're coming from with that pick. I like it, but I've got a better one coming up.
Did you say beer pong's the rock paper scissors of drinking games?
Oh my god, is that fucking genius? It kind of is though. Think about it.
I mean, I would say
Yep.
it's because I said this 30 seconds ago. It's more like the Foursquare of drinking games, but whatever floats your boat.
Well, rock paper scissors is a different type of game than Foursquare. Okay, whatever. And Foursquare is also I don't know. No, I don't like it. That pick.
What are we arguing here?
Number
What is
5.
this?
My number 5 is backyard football. Not like a video game, just like playing football in the backyard. At least for us in high school, we'd go to Clay Middle School. That shit was so lit. Just going to Clay Middle School and just playing football with just your boys. Whether it's tackle, whether it's two-hand touch, whether it's two-hand touch that turns into tackle because you invite some aggressive friends, whatever it is, nothing better. It's iconic and a game that is played by all fans of football or fans of fun.
Fans of fun. I agree.
Yeah,
That's a good pick. Good pick.
It's a very good pick.
Had to crack the top 5.
For my number 4, goated franchise. I return to it every once in a while. I think it's probably the greatest game that's ever aired. It's got to be Jeopardy. I think Jeopardy is worthy of a 4 pick. Makes you feel like a genius sometimes. You can show off in front of your family if you're all watching it together. I've never had a bad time watching Jeopardy. You get to root for there's villains, there's heroes. Rest in peace, Alex Trebek. He was the best to ever do it. I mean, Jeopardy's got to be in my top 5. I think it's the best trivia game out there.
It's a good game. Oh, besides Battleflix, but
Besides Battleflix, which is
yeah,
obviously number one, the greatest game
like
ever.
1A, 1B. We can go with that.
Can I add an honorable mention for the game of when is Wyatt's camera gonna die?
I was about to change the battery. You want? We can just sit there and wait, see if it dies, and I'll change it real quick.
Over under 2 seconds.
I'll take
It usually lasts like 20 minutes on this.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
feel
just
like
so
we've
annoying.
done a whole podcast of it blinking. I swear we have.
Yeah, it's
I
just
swear we
so
have.
annoying to look at. Like I don't like that it's just there, so it bothers me. Oh, 2 seconds.
It's very OCD of you. I think it's kind of cool. I think now it's getting glitchy.
Yeah, I saw it. I had to call it out.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
Scout's
fair.
honor and all that.
That's fair.
He had it die on us on the bum that I was on, and it was really
That's on a live
disrespectful.
one. On a live one. That's
Yeah,
tough.
on a live one. It's
That's tough.
disrespectful.
That is.
Couldn't stand by it.
I'd be
Did
like,
you
wait, did I accidentally?
Did you
hang
prepare a
up?
joke, Joey? You're supposed to have a joke.
Oh yeah. What has 4 legs in the morning? That's another riddle. That's back-to-back riddles. Never mind.
You always do the riddle for a joke
I
routine.
can't stop.
Gets
I
me
can't
every
stop
time.
doing riddles.
God damn.
Four
You think
legs
the
in the
Riddler
morning.
and Batman was just a wannabe comedian, but he just kept coming up with riddles instead. He got
gotta be.
so mad. He got so mad that he couldn't come up with jokes instead of riddles that he just started
Kill
like killing people.
Yeah,
Like,
something
that's,
like
Yeah.
that.
that's his
Let's
origin.
have 2 failed comedians be Batman's greatest villains.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, my number 5. No, 4. My number 4. I would argue a more recent game that's going to be universally loved for the next generation. And I'm going to go Spike Ball. Because I think Spike Ball is one of those games like a Foursquare, like a Kickball, like a, I don't know, whatever game, where like another generation is going to love it as kids. Where it's going to be like it's going to become a pastime within our lifetime.
Yeah.
I would say that. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, everyone plays Spike Ball. And it's a great game. I think we can enjoy it now. You can enjoy it as kids. You can enjoy it as adults on the beach, even on concrete if you need to, on grass, whatever. You can play Spike Ball. It's a great game. I enjoy it quite a bit. So it's got to make my list, number 4.
Yeah, it's a great game.
I thought for sure I was going to hear pickleball from you.
Not yet.
Wow.
Not yet. It's not there yet for me.
Ooh, top. Oh, I thought you meant like not there in your list, like top.
No,
like,
no.
Damn, that's crazy. My number 4 is the best drinking game of all time. Wyatt, I don't know if you've played it. I know I've talked to you about it. I know we've done top 10 drinking games. I think.
Yeah, I think we have.
That'd be pretty fraternal.
How did we did top 10 drinking games before games?
Because we fucking drink alcohol.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Okay, we're gonna cut that.
You know what that reminds me of?
No.
Not the summer of 16 because I wasn't 21 yet, but
Yeah.
how much cooler the summer of 16 would have been if I could drink too. Wow.
While playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Sure.
I remember my 21st though, like it was yesterday, because it was 5 years after the summer of 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm running this one into the ground. I am burying this one 6
eating
feet
it up.
deep.
I'm eating up every
Mike,
second.
Mike, what's the drinking game?
21 Cup. I don't know if you guys played it. It's pretty much beer pong, but like 20 times better, 21 times better actually. So it's 21 cups on each side, and it's like continuous beer pong, where there's no like one person throw, your other teammate throws, and then like wait, and then the ball's back. And no, it's just pretty much free for all. There's 3 balls, 3 people per team. You go, and there's a re-rack every like triangle. So like after the first 6, there's a re-rack because it makes a perfect triangle. And then after the next 5, 4, 3, 2, and if you're like the person you're up against makes it, you can't throw until you drink the cup, and then you can throw and stuff like that. But yeah, it's very hectic. It's very competitive, and it's very addicting, and it'll get you where you want quick. It's very dangerous that way, but it is a very fun game if you like fun drinking games that are competitive. So yeah,
I've played it with you. It's a good game.
yeah.
I would argue. I mean, it doesn't.
It's definitely
exist.
better than beer pong.
It doesn't exist without beer pong, though.
Yeah, but it's just that it's like like in Pokemon when like they evolve into like the best form. It's like
wow.
highest
Are you
evolution.
referencing? You're referencing the other
Pokemon
Pokemon,
Go.
the Pokemon conversation from a couple minutes ago. Sick callback. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Cool.
Your
But yeah,
references are always on point, man. Everyone knows that.
thank
What
you,
movie? What movie?
dude. I
What
probably seen,
movie?
dude. I don't know
What
movie
movie?
references. I don't.
This is
I,
the end. Jonah Hill. I think.
okay.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah,
even
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
100% sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds right. I actually have seen that
No,
movie.
that checks. That clicks.
There's a
That's one of my
fucking
favorite
shit
characters
ton
of
of.
all.
There's a shit ton of celebrities in that movie.
Yeah.
Um.
All right, that's a good pick though. I do like that
Thank
game,
you.
Michael. I did enjoy it. It was a fun time.
Thank you.
For my number 3, I wasn't even thinking about it until this is like a snap call right now. You guys have brought in the idea of drinking games, and I would be remiss if I didn't include one of the top ones ever, Rage Cage. Some people call it Boom Cup.
Mm.
It's a good time. That's a hectic one. That gets a party going. That's one I learned at a Ball State. It's just a bunch of cups, pour a little bit of beer in them, try and bounce it,
Oh,
and then
Stack Cup. I think that's
it's,
what we
you know,
call
Yeah,
it.
that's another name for it. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
yeah,
I was connecting in my brain. Gotcha.
yeah, called a lot of things, but fun for everybody. Unless you don't drink, then it's not as fun. But you're probably living a healthier life.
That's true. It's a good
So
balance.
you win in different ways. But Rage Cage, Stack Cup, Boom Cup, whatever you call it, I think that's got to be my number 3.
Yeah, it's an intense game. It's one of the more intense drinking games. It goes quick, and you
Yeah,
got, especially if you have a smaller group. It can get kind of tricky when you have like 8 or more, because then like some people just like aren't even playing the whole time.
yeah,
Because you start screwing people over. But I do love a good drinking game where you can screw someone over as long as it's not you. And then
yeah,
that's a classic move to be the guy and like, oh, hey guys, let's screw over this person, because then you make sure you're not getting screwed over. But then if you play long enough, they're like, oh, I remember you screwed me over. Comes back on you. Karma.
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. That's
Right.
one of my dishonorable mentions. I'm a big
Is it?
hater. I'm a big hater of Rage Cage, or I call it. I think Rage Cage or Stack Cup. I don't really like the Boom Cup. I think that's a weird name
Yeah,
for it. But
yeah,
I'm just. It is like if you have the right number of people, but as soon as you go over, especially if you're good at like getting the ball in the cup, you don't really drink. So if you're good at the
yeah,
game, you still don't drink. So it's like
yeah,
I don't know that. And I think if there's a few people that are bad, like they just keep losing, and so it's kind of just tough to watch sometimes, especially if it's like a pregame and there's girls there and they're like, it's just like if they suck at the game, it's just tough to watch.
Well, that's
And there's
that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
I think that's a valid criticism of the game. I think I've
yeah,
been lucky enough to play it with good groups,
yeah.
um, to where I've never experienced that. I've experienced a lot of strategy, highs and lows, but I've been lucky enough to not be slogged down with some very valid criticisms there. So I
Yeah.
think it can go either way. I think it's as high as top 3, but or as low as a dishonorable.
Yeah.
It depends on the people around you. Like 2016,
Mm-hmm.
if you're chatting with all the hot girls the whole
Yeah.
summer, that's a great summer.
Exactly.
If you're sitting inside playing Pokemon Go, not as good.
100%. 100. I can 100% relate to that. But yeah, definitely. It's a good pick though. Definitely a good pick. My number 3 is going back to the video game route. I have a lot of older video games on here, but I think this was actually submitted. I had it on my list before, but this was submitted recently. It was on our Instagram. I did, for the record, it was on my list before. It was going to be on my list no matter what.
Okay. I know
But I'm
why you
going
do that Instagram thing.
I know I do it to get the people involved with our lists. It's not
Mhm.
just a 3-man weave out here. We got fans. Whatever. I'm taking Super Smash Bros. Who's your Super Smash Bros. Person? Who, if you're playing right now, who are you picking? Michael, go. Then Joey.
I'm picking random because I can win with anybody.
Okay.
I'm picking Kirby, and I'm jumping off and
Yes.
doing the down. I'm doing the down B off the
Yes.
side because I'm ass at the game. So I want to kill myself as efficiently as possible.
So fast. I hate when I accidentally do that. I'm a Kirby guy through and through because it pisses people off. He can just float forever.
Yeah.
They kick him off the ledge. I'll just do.
Unless you down B, and then you are out of there in a quarter of a second.
So fast.
Just a-
There's nothing more demoralizing than thinking you're about to save yourself, accidental down B, and then you just brick straight to the bottom of the underworld. Oh, that's the worst. But yeah,
That's a great game though. That's a great
Yeah.
pick.
they've tried to
I
like
love-
replicate it over and over again. They haven't met the. It's one of those games. It feels like it's you can't improve it. It's just I would go play it right
Yeah.
now and play it at that level, at the graphics and everything at that moment. I'd play it right now and have just as much fun.
Are you talking Wii? Are you talking Brawl?
I was thinking GameCube Melee
Yeah.
version. That's
Yeah.
the one
That's
that's like
OG.
ingrained most in my brain. But I did play a little bit on the Wii. But I think N64 GameCube is the route to go with it.
Valid.
I think playing on the Switch is better than playing on the Wii, to be honest.
Yeah.
Agree.
Especially if you just have like half of the Switch controllers, just like the little part, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. But
That's
my
a good
number
pick.
3, very similar to yours, Wyatt, where I wish it was all the same. You know, people still play it to this day. I see it all the time when I'm scrolling through TikTok. I see people like streaming this game, and that's NCAA Football 14. It's the last of its kind so far. It's going to come back allegedly in next year, or no, 2 years. Wait, 2 years from now. I think it was supposed to come back 2023. Like, it was supposed to come back this fall, but then they pushed it back to next fall, I think. But it's the greatest, I think, sports video game of all time. What's better than college football? Making it a video game, pretty much. You could do like, you could make your shitty school relevant and like win a championship, and you could do like My Player 2 and start all the way in high school and work your way up. OG game, and like even if the graphics were the same as they were in 2014, people would still play it if it got released on Xbox Series X right now. Like, it would be the number one seller.
That game, the amount of hours I logged on that game should be studied in a lab. I mean, I played for like 2 consecutive years, probably from 14 to 16. And then the summer of 16 happens and I stopped playing. But
Of course.
I couldn't even get that one out. I couldn't. I tried so hard. I wish that'd be my hardest thing as a comedian. I couldn't just keep a straight face. I would just every setup I was just trying to hold it. I was holding it the whole time. Couldn't do it. But yeah, great game.
Great game. Great pickup. We're entering the final stretches, and
We are.
I'm feeling pressure,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna go back to something I come back to often. For a number 2 spot, I'm gonna go with basement poker. Anytime you play poker in a basement, it's unbelievable. It's the best feeling in the world. Even if you're having a downtime, you got the walls, you got the ceiling, you got your buddies. That's where I learned poker, in a basement. So it's a good time. I don't think it can be matched.
So I'm not a poker guy. Never really played poker, but I think there's a vibe about basement poker that almost feels like you're doing something illegal. Like you're part of like an underground like gambling ring, and you're just like, you're like, it feels illegal. So I like that. I like that pick. Mike, you're more of a poker guy, aren't you?
I haven't played poker probably since like last March, since like just going to an apartment and back in college, back in the college days.
Good old days.
But wow, like I've been itching for poker night, and my mom's moving, and she's like, "Are you gonna take this?" Like, we have like a poker tabletop, where it's just like the felt and like the, chips holder and stuff, and I can't wait to go grab it because that'll spark a poker night soon.
When did you learn how to play poker? Because I never learned.
Probably middle school, I'm assuming. My dad like had poker nights and stuff, and
Fair
so
enough.
like, yeah, probably.
I feel like I just like missed, and then once you miss that wave where everyone around you knows how to play, you're out.
There's also so many apps. There's so many apps with like poker and stuff. There's so many apps.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, my number 2, we have a classic, a game that I would play tomorrow. I think it's always fun, no matter, and there's a lot of different rules you can add to it. But I think it's best for guys from the ages of like, I want to say 9 to 14. This game is electric, no matter where you play it, and it's Capture the Flag. The amount of strategy, camaraderie,
Mhm.
competitive nature, and just overall just like simulated warfare that Capture the Flag is. It's an incredible, simple game. It's the name, you capture the flag, but there's so much nuance to it. It's a great game. It's an elite game. I would play tomorrow, and I'm giving it credit for being harder to set up. You need teams. You need a good location. You can't just play in an open field. You want different. It's almost like Super Smash Bros. How there's different arenas. Like each time you play at a different house, there's a whole different ball game of hiding spots, places to maneuver, how to like put a guy in a tree so he sees up top, all that stuff. So I think there's an element of that to it as well. So yeah, I'm taking Capture the Flag number 2.
I like that. I like that pick. That's an honorable mention for me. My number 2 is also a card game. Midwesterners love it, or at least hopefully know it. People that aren't from the Midwest and that now live in the Midwest hate it because they don't know how to play it, and that's euchre. Everybody should know how to play. It's the best card game, I think, in my opinion. Bid euchre is a version of euchre that I think everybody should also learn how to play, but it's a little bit harder to play since you need 2 decks. But that's also an elite version of euchre. But regular euchre, my number 2, just a goated game. So.
I've had to learn it probably 5 or 6 times. It slips out of my brain, but every time I remember it, it's a good time. It's a good game.
I've learned at least 10 times and I still don't know how to play, so I've given up. And I've made it part of my personality that I am from the Midwest and don't know how to play euchre.
And that you haven't downloaded Be Real, yeah.
I will. Why would I get Be Real when I can just do it on Snapchat?
I know it's but it's part of your personality now. Like you make that.
Oh, 100%. I was so close one night, and then I was like, I've dug my heels in too deep. I can't.
You can't now. Oh.
I can't be real now. I have to continue to be fake in my everyday life.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is.
I can't believe that the bottom of the barrel for you is staring down the App Store, hovering over the download button for Be Real.
So bad. I mean, no.
No, I shouldn't.
Gosh,
that's crazy.
I know. I haven't been I was just going through mental warfare. I haven't faced that much mental turmoil since the summer of 16 ended.
God damn it.
He's too good.
Gosh, there he goes again. Let's go.
This is a Tatum 50 ball performance. Are we up to number 1 already? Is this it?
Number 1.
Yeah.
I had trouble with 1 because of the oeuvre of different games that we've been chatting about. But I would be remiss if I didn't choose the game I think I've sunk the most time into. I think I've got probably 100 hours at least in Skyrim Elder Scrolls. That game, I played a lot of that game. You know, there was a period of my life where all my friends were playing it. We were in a kind of a competition, see who could advance the fastest. It was great. My college sketch comedy group used to have Skyrim nights where we would pick someone who had never played before and send them to the hardest boss almost immediately, have them die naked and wearing like a loincloth. A lot of good memories with Skyrim. I can't pick another game.
That was one of the funnier lines I've ever heard. My college sketch comedy group used to have Skyrim nights.
Yeah, isn't that the nerdiest thing?
It's the nerdiest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I was just thinking. I heard the loincloth thing, and I was like, wait, who says loincloth?
All right, how do you describe a drape betwixt one?
No, I mean, no, that's how you describe it. I probably haven't heard that since like I hear that and I think of like Bible passages and stuff.
No, that's fair. That's valid. Listen, we can't all be Wyatt circa 2016. Some of us
can't
have
even
some
be Wyatt circa 16 anymore.
Some of us have some nerdy pocket protector wearing skeletons in our closet.
I'm just imagining Joey like a job interview. He's like, oh yeah, that reminds me of when my sketch comedy group used to have Skyrim nights, and they just hang up. Like, no, sorry.
Wait, all right, no, I'm not letting you off the hook. When would that come up, Wyatt?
I don't know.
When would that come up in a job interview? Like you could have said
no.
I don't know. I don't have a real job. Everyone was getting real jobs in 2016. I was busy, guys. Sorry.
Okay, I think that was a bad one. That was a bad one.
That was forced.
Yeah,
you put me in a corner. I had to fight my way out. Okay, didn't connect on all the punches, but we got out. So I'm here. Good note. Good pick. Good pick, Joey.
Whatever. Go to hell. All the above.
This is coming from pure jealousy that I wasn't invited to Skyrim nights. Okay,
Yeah, and you would have loved it.
I'm
All
sure
right?
I would have. I really am sure I would have. So
Me and the other sketch comedians playing Skyrim.
In their loincloths.
okay, all right. My number one. I'm getting risky here because I'm picking a game that doesn't have a name, but every one of us and everyone listening has played this game multiple times, probably this week. You can play it by yourself. You can play it with a group. You can play it with your family, whoever is around you. And the game I wrote it down as the in quotation marks. I bet I can make this with a trash can. You have any kind of trash. You have a bottle. You have the leftover food from your fast food, whatever. And you're like, you see a trash can within sight, and you're like, oh, I bet I can make this. How much if I make this? That's a classic game that everyone loves participating in. It gets the vibes, the morale up immediately because everyone's like, oh, he's going to make it. And then if you sink that shot, the vibes, immaculate. Everyone goes crazy. It sets the tone for the rest of the night. And you can play it anywhere. I think that's the beauty of this game. You just play it wherever you want as long as there's a trash can available. It doesn't have to be a trash can. It can just be a bucket, a spherical or even rectangular container of some kind you can throw stuff in. It's very flexible. You can play a lot of different places. So yeah, I bet I can make this into a trash can game is my number one.
I was like totally expecting something way more whitey. I don't know. I was expecting
Sorry.
something that was like even more far fetched than that. So, good pick.
Thank you. I think.
Yeah. Then no, that was a backhand compliment, I believe. So,
All right, for sure, for sure.
my number one is it's more than just a game, but it's a game. It's more than just a sport, but it's a game. It's the heart of Hoosierland, and that is basketball. Period. Mic drop. Everything there is about basketball is awesome. Yeah, it's pretty simple. That's what inspired White's number one. So
Good point. Good
or
point.
White's
That's
number
true.
one inspired basketball. We'll never know unless we add that one dude with the basket of
James
of
Naismith.
apples.
Yeah.
Naismith.
What did
A
people do?
doctor.
What did people do with their trash before James came along?
Probably
The
just
doctor.
littered. They probably just littered, which is sad, and that's why the environment is bad now.
That's a. I don't hate that take. James Naismith is the greatest
Call a spade.
environmentalist to ever live. He saved.
Yeah.
We probably would have burned to death at this point if it weren't for James.
He's also a bad basketball coach.
Was he?
He went 51-54 at Kansas.
Damn.
That's pretty
In the
crazy that
sport.
you're a bad coach, even though you
Yeah.
like. bet
He
the
made it
game.
up. He could have just been like, "Hey, if you guys make a three, it's actually 4 points for us." So
Yeah. He could have just been like
Wow.
the very end of the game, like the team with the lowest score wins, and then all right, never lost. Like he could have just
Yeah.
done that. Well, I guess if he was 500, it would just flipped and still would have been a bad coach. But yeah, that's tough. All right, let's do some honorable mentions. Let's
Yeah.
rattle them off, Joey. If you got a few, you can just run through them.
yeah, I got Wii Sports Resort. I got the game. You know, the game that you play where you just remembered you just lost the game.
Shit. I just lost.
It's a good game. I got Tic Tac Toe, and then I got beach volleyball. Those are my honorable mentions.
I like it. I have Fuck Mary Kill. I think that's
Game.
the first like kind of like scandalous game you play with females. You know, like you play like 7th, 8th grade. Someone's like bang, marry, kill these people, and then you get all nervous about it. That's a good one. Mario Kart, Mario Party, those entire
Mhm.
games, like the entire Mario franchise, basically. Any other honorable mentions? I don't think so. Do you want me to do dishonorable, or Mike? Do you want to just run your honorable first?
I'll run my honorable first.
All right.
So I got Poker, Family Feud, peeing perfectly timed pee during a commercial break, Mini Clip, Secret Hitler, great game. I don't know if you've played it. NBA 2K11, Super Bowl 49, Game 7 of the NBA 2016 Finals, Bid Euchre, pool basketball, golf, capture the flag, and peak Fortnite, which is like 2017, 2018.
Gotcha. I remember that
Great
game.
list.
That's
Yeah, that's a great list.
Fortnite came out right after Summer 16. Another honorable mention that I missed. I forgot what's on my list. It was just Riz, like game, like the synonym of game. It's the new wave. When like we had game, kids these days have Riz. We had game, or at least I did for a couple months, June and July. My dishonorable mentions, games I'm not a big fan of. Russian roulette.
Fair.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
valid.
wouldn't
From
play.
experience, or
No, and I've never played. It also, I don't think it'd be fun to watch. So I don't think it's fun for anyone. It's not even
yeah.
like entertainment. Uh, and one that I hate even more than Russian roulette is Heads Up 7 Up. What a stupid game! Everyone's cheating. You, huh?
Hate that more than like Russian roulette, like the real
Yes.
Russian roulette. Okay.
If I had to choose between these two to play every day for the rest of my life, I'd play Russian roulette.
Well, it'd be a
Yeah,
quick
maybe
life.
someone
It'd
could
be a
sit down.
quick life.
What?
It'd be a quick rest of your life. Then if you played
I mean,
Russian roulette.
it depends how much I play with.
Yep.
I always
true.
thought how fun. Not funny. Never mind. I'm gonna bite my tongue there.
Valid.
But yeah, Heads
Love
Up
it.
7 Up. Everyone cheats. This is how you learn what your classmates wear to school shoe wise, because everyone's like, you see their shoe and then you're like, oh, I bet it was Jack over there, and they're like, how did you know? It's like, you're wearing Nikes, dude. Because you think statistically it's really hard to guess
Yeah.
who tapped your thumb. If you're playing the right way, there should almost never be a correct answer. But somehow, some way, every round of Heads Up 7 Up, there was someone switching places and somehow getting it right. It's because we all cheated. And if you say you didn't cheat in Heads Up 7 Up, you're lying. So yeah, those are my dishonorable mentions.
I've got Scrabble.
Dishonorable?
Yeah, I'm not very smart. It's hard for me to play. I got Chicken, but more specifically Chicken where it's two cars going at each other, full speed. That kind of Chicken. Don't love that. Pool Chicken can be an honorable mention. That's a good time. And then I got fucking had it in my head. Oh, the one where you slap the ball around the pole. What's that called?
Tetherball.
Yeah, tetherball is ass. It's never worked. Hate it.
Yeah.
You're asking for head injuries.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one.
Yeah, bad game.
My dishonorable mentions is the games these girls be playing. Sorry. It was honestly it was the first thing I thought of, which is that dishonorable mention, which I had to say it.
Why did you say it like that?
Because that's how I said it in my head when I wrote it down. What? My number 2 is when they use game as like a point in tennis. I still don't understand that. I don't know why it's like, because it's like game, set, match. Just like figure out, like do like rounds or something. I don't know. And then stack up. That's my number 3.
That felt like a cheap shot at the sport of tennis.
No. When I hear the word game, I was like, game. That's the thing in tennis, but I just don't get
Arthur
it.
Ashe did not die for this slander. Take it back. Take it back.
No. I'm not going to.
It's ridiculous. It gets too much hate for actually not making sense.
Exactly. I'm not hating on tennis. I'm just hating on like the
scoring system
or the name for the scoring.
All right, whatever. Anyone else? Anything else we want to throw out there before we wrap up?
Yeah. Fuck you, Brian DeHeer. Choke and die.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, Joey, thanks so much for joining us today. Michael, good to have you as always. Top 10 games. Go vote on our Instagram. I'm on a 1-match winning streak. I'm only saying that because that's a fact. I'm not bragging. It's just a fact. Sorry, Michael. But yeah, go vote for your favorite list out of our 3 and make sure you guys subscribe, like the video. If you watch this far, there's literally no point to not subscribe. You watched an hour of our ugly mugs up here on the screen. You just click the red button. It's not that hard. We'll see you guys next week for Top 10 Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow for the bum. Love you guys. Peace.